On this edition of Korea Now, we join a group of Korean dentists as they make their annual trip to a landlocked and mountainous country in Central Asia to deliver medical service as well as hope. Hello and welcome to the program. The Korean national baseball team has done it again. After an intense come-from-behind victory against Japan, Team Korea has secured a place on the medal podium at the Beijing Olympics. The Korean sluggers will battle it out tomorrow, that's Saturday, for the country's first-ever gold medal in baseball. Now, on this final installment of our series on Koreans who make small yet meaningful efforts to make this world a better place, we join a group of dentists to Kyrgyzstan, a country in Central Asia whose economy continues to suffer since the collapse of the Soviet Union and where medical service is only for the haves.
A dental clinic in Gwangju. Ordinarily, during this time of the day, this clinic should be at its busiest attending to patients. But for some reason, they're busy packing.
그러니까 이걸 우리가 다 검수해야 된단 말이에요. 우연한 기회에 우리 고려인들에 대해서 알게 됐습니다. 그 뿌리를 제가 알게 되고 또 그분들의 그 힘들고 어려운 상황을 알게 되니까 제가 미약 하나만 조금 도와드려야 된다는 생각이 좀 들더라고요. 그래서 중앙아시아 키르키즈스탄으로 매해 의료봉사를 가고 있습니다.
In 1937, the Koreans residing in the littoral province were forced to migrate into the barren lands of Central Asia. To assist these Koreans who suffered a cruel twist of fate, a team of dentists flew to Kyrgyzstan to lend a helping hand. It was already dark when the team arrived in Kyrgyzstan. Upon arrival, the team immediately headed to their vehicles as they had to ride a great distance to reach their destination. After many hours on the road, they finally arrived. The volunteers are teeming with enthusiasm. A small health center in Chaika. The locals were already lined up and waiting for the Korean dentists to arrive. The people here are very cheerful and optimistic. They never lose hope, even in the bleakest of times.
Значит, только внизу у вас золото?
Нет, вот это, перед ней. У меня кариес было. Это все, мне это лечили, а потом ставили.
The volunteers felt they kept their patients waiting long enough. In order to start conducting checkups and treatments as soon as possible, everyone got busy.
제가 작년에 왔었는데 그 재료를 준비하면서 작년에 글러브랑 되게 많이 부족했는데 이번에 너무 짐이 많아서 제가 글러브랑 많이 챙기지를 못했어요. 그래서 한 번 쓰신 거는 될 수 있으면 조금 여러 번 쓰는 걸로 하고 부족하면 선생님 막 왔다 갔다 하면서 발치 포켓 같은 거 서로 빌려 쓰면 되거든요.
News of the Korean volunteer dental team coming to their aid spread fast, and the health center was bustling with patients in no time. They've lived through a great deal of pain all this while, and they can almost certainly wait in line today. From children to the elderly, the residents here have not been the beneficiaries of the most basic health insurance coverage.
치아가 거의 다 망가진 상태라 이만 빼고 일을 해 넣을 수가 없는 상황이기 때문에 형편상 못 하신 것 같아요. 그래서 무조건 이만 빼고 주로 치료만 하는 걸로 한 것 같아요.
Dental care is something one constantly needs, but the dental team only had time to attend to the more urgent and severe dental conditions.
열악하게 진료하고 있는 것 같은데 이것조차도 이 사람들한테는 지금 평생에 이런 일을 빼더라도 치과 의사한테 가가지고 마취 주사 맞고 이렇게 빼는 건 처음이에요, 처음. 안 아프려고
치아가 하나밖에 안 남아있기 때문에 지금 남아있는 채로는 식사하기가 더 불편해요. 차라리 없는 게 낫고.
An elderly gentleman who has only 2 front teeth left. They've been crowned in gold, but they're not in great condition. The only solution was to remove both teeth, which are beyond treatment.
이거 갖다 줘 뭐 하실 거예요?
이거 쇼부시였지 그거 지금.
A little lady is panic-stricken at the sight of the dental tools. It's no different anywhere else in the world. Children are afraid of the drills. It's a different kind of pain she's experiencing for the first time in her life. Her mother watches on anxiously. Fortunately, the little girl's teeth are successfully treated.
농양이라고 하죠. 충치 때문에 이렇게 뼈에 염증이 생겨서 통통 부었어요. 저거 놔두면 이제 저게 정말로 이렇게 얼굴이 이렇게 부어 올라가지고 목 밑에까지 이렇게 염증이 내려가면 굉장히 위험한 상황이 될 수도 있고 그러거든요. 그러니까 저희 같은 경우는 저희가 온 시점이 아주 적절할 때 이렇게 치료를 잘 받은 것 같아요.
After walking out of the makeshift clinic, she starts spitting out blood.
이거 침을요 계속 삼켜야 돼요. 침을 뱉어내면 피가 계속 나니까 찝찝하더라도 삼키게 해주시고요. 이렇게 하면 안 돼요. 네, 나와서 주의사항 말해주고 걱정이 돼서.
It will be some time before she can truly appreciate what the Korean team did for her today. Meanwhile, in another corner of the health center, the volunteers are having a late lunch. They are working around the clock, and there's barely time for them to eat.
정수리가 이걸로 때우시나 봐요, 다.
네. 맛있네요. 점심 지금 먹으니까 너무 배고파서 그래요. 저희가 원래는 이렇게 안 먹어요.
After a rushed meal, they return to their posts. The queue doesn't seem to end. For some reason, a boy who was receiving treatment runs away in fear.
아팠어? 진짜? 놔두면 더 아파. 놔두면 뽑아야 돼. 아까 5살 애기도 했거든? 지금 몇 살이야, 몇 살? 몇 살이야? 몇 살? 10살? 이모, 선생님도 여기 한 거야. 이쁘게 잘 됐지? 너도 할 수 있어.
에이,
He is finally persuaded to return. It's a rather embarrassing moment for this young man. He's back, and hopefully he'll sit through the treatment this time.
지금 앞에 이렇게 써가지고 충치 치료하는데 애들이 이제 이런 경험이 처음이니까 기계가 들어오니까 놀래가지고 도망간 거예요, 지금.
그냥 뛰쳐나간 거예요?
네. 괜찮아.
The drills that make shrieking noises must have scared him off at first. The cavities are removed and the fillings are placed. And just like that, his teeth look good as new.
아까는 아주 감쪽같이 해버리네요.
예.
잘했다. 오, красиво.
It was a simple treatment, and he regrets his first reaction. As if nothing embarrassing took place previously, he smiles and smiles.
Сегодня сколько сбор?
The volunteers visit Kyrgyzstan to provide their services once a year.
Здоровья и дальнейшем жизни хорошо. Пусть не болели, пусть лечили, пусть побыстрее приезжают, пусть лечат. Спасибо.
They do more than just treat patients.
크게. 아, 더 크게 해야지.
Шире, говорит, плечи.
20번. 20번.
Раз, говорит, надо втереть.
20번. 아.
Внизу, с правой
하나, 둘,
стороны.
셋, 넷. 저 안쪽도 순서대로.
По порядку. Поставьте щетку вертикально.
이. 치수를 세워서 하나씩 이렇게.
И вот так каждый зуб.
이제 아 하나씩. 어린 친구들은
Особенно
열심히
молодежь.
닦아서 빼지 않도록.
Хорошо через зубы, чтобы не вытаскивать, не выдергивать.
할머니, 할아버지가 됐을 때
В старости лет,
치아가 없으면
когда нету зубов,
먹지 못해서
невозможно есть.
몸이 약해져요.
Поэтому быстро заболеваешь.
병들어요. 약속. 몇 번씩?
Поняли, что надо чистить зубы 3 раза в день?
하루에 я буду чистить зубы 3 раза в день.
그 어찌 보면 미리 썩지 않도록 관리해주고 그 예방할 수 있는 방법을 가르쳐주는 게 사실 더 중요한 문제인 것 같아요. 특히 아이들에게.
After they complete their services in the first neighborhood, they move on to the next region. They would love to get out and take in the sights and sounds of Kyrgyzstan while they're here, but they must make haste.
보통 이제 지금까지 왔는 데는 이제 보호자가 보통 이제 가족들이랑 많이 왔었고 그래서 지금은 고원이라 하니까 부모님이 없는 상태니까 조금 마음이 조금 짠한 것 같습니다.
The volunteers arrive at their next destination, a home for the mentally ill. Due to the poor medical facilities and services of Kyrgyzstan, it's especially more difficult for children here to receive necessary treatment.
몸은 이제 성인인데 정신 연령은 아직 아이 정도 수준이니까 그 치료하면서 이렇게 막 겁먹고 이러면 벌떡 일어나거나 이렇게 막 움직일 수 있잖아요.
The volunteers are faced with their first challenge. A boy strongly refuses to receive treatment. Try as they may, they cannot seem to be able to convince him.
힘도 되게 세네. 못하겠어? 못하겠어?
The children that were more willing to cooperate and were standing by for their treatment are suddenly scared, and they express their fears. The volunteers try to be extra careful with these children. They can react in the most unexpected ways.
하나, 둘, 셋.
Fortunately, most of the children successfully receive their treatments.
하나, 둘.
도움의 손길을 필요로 하는 사람들에게 조금이라도 이렇게 제가 도움을 줄 수 있었다는 게 너무 좋고요. 그 목적을 소기는 달성하지 않았나 생각을 합니다.
An estimated 20,000 ethnic Koreans live in Kyrgyzstan as the descendants of some 170,000 Koreans who were deported to Central Asia by the Soviet Union during the Second World War. As the use of the Korean language was prohibited for decades, many have lost the language, but the painful history has formed a cohesive identity among the Koreans there, and that's why a visit by a group of doctors from their home country holds more meaning to the ethnic Koreans living in Kyrgyzstan.
The first few days of their trip have been extremely demanding. The volunteers try to take much-needed breaks while on the move. In no time, they arrive at their next destination. The volunteers finally get to meet the Koreans residing in Kyrgyzstan. This is Karabalta, where many Koreans reside.
반갑소. 와서.
모두 감사하고.
The younger residents have moved to other countries to earn a better living, leaving behind only the children and the elderly. These lonely residents are more grateful for having someone visit them than for the treatment they are about to receive.
한국에서 이렇게 그만다 봐서 우리네 치아나 싹 레치를 해줄까나 가슴 잘 감사하고 모지 감사하고.
The volunteers hold a photo session especially for the elderly Koreans residing here.
고려인 할머니, 할아버지들 영정사진을 좀 찍어드리려고요. 물론 저희 아니더라도 다른 사람들이 오셔서 영정사진들을 찍고는 하시는데 그래도 저희가 진료 이외에도 영정사진을 찍어드리면서 할머니, 할아버지들이 오래 사시라고.
Their individual photos will be nicely framed and presented to them to wish them good health. The volunteers do everything in their power to try and make this day a special day for the elderly here.
사진 찍을 때 예쁘게 하고 찍으셔야 돼. 예쁜 사진 보면 기분이 좋잖아요. 그렇죠?
감사하고 우리네로 곱게 해서.
The volunteers know how much pain and suffering these folks went through during the difficult times they spent here. They lived all their lives homesick in a foreign land. What could be their last photo taken is taken in this foreign land. For the remainder of their lives, their memories of home will keep them going. The photos are printed and ready.
할머니.
The volunteers hope with all their hearts that it will help uplift the spirits of these elderly folks. Thankfully, they seem to like it very much. That afternoon, some of the members are out to meet someone very special and dear to them.
작년에 제가 와서 그 틀니 해드렸던 할머니 있거든요. 그리고 또 손자가 이렇게 간지를 앓고 있는 그런 할머니 있는데 그 할머니 틀니 잘 사용하고 계신가 볼 겸.
After a 1-hour drive, they arrive at the home of an elderly lady. They come bearing a bunch of gifts.
글쎄 이제 할머니 봐야죠. 건강하게 계시는지 어쩐지. 여전히 계시다는 소식을 들었는데. 할머니!
As he is about to enter her home, he is suddenly worried. She's quite old, and she may not be around anymore.
안녕하세요.
Much to the team's relief, she's still around. This lady is one of the first-generation Koreans residing in Kyrgyzstan. She's lived here for over 70 years, longing to return home.
할머니
이빨.
어디 있어요?
이빨.
이빨이 뭔데 있는 게
여기 집에 없어?
집에 있어.
어디?
그거 왜 밑에 거?
왜 생각? 아이고 저 속에다 보물단지 같은 거 넣으셨네.
왜 밑에 거?
The old lady had her dentures safely tucked away in her bag, as if it's one of her most prized possessions. Hopefully, she'll remember to have it with her more often than not, so that she'll live a more healthier lifestyle from now on.
고려에 가고 싶으세요?
가고 싶어. 어떻게 가겠어? 가기 싶어. 어디면 그리 가기 싶어. 님 노스가 가기 싶은 게 어쩌는 돌아가 없어. 홀리 누가 믿든 니 보고 거지. 싫어서 심지어 뿌리 쓰고. 별로 심장이 좀
아프는데
막히는.
근처에도 못 가는데 어떻게 거기까지 가면
어리바.
야,
물고기가 비싸구나. 어류.
원동서 사적에 아 때부터 우리 아버지 고기를 잡아 먹여놔서 물고기 구수야. 그러니까 여기 싸사이랑 한 킬로에 딴이 넘어가 아주 킬로그램 몇 장값.
The team heads to a nearby market. Karabalta Market is not unlike any ordinary Korean market. All kinds of vegetables and foodstuffs can be found here. But because it's so far and away from the fishing grounds, fresh seafood is hard to find in this market.
할머니 이빨이 없어요. 찔겨. 아, 여기 있다.
After a long and thorough search in and around the market, the team finally chances upon a shop that sells fish.
아까 천손 봤어요.
할머니.
They return to her place.
근데 왜 다시 오신 거예요? 아까 같이 오셨어요?
그 물고기 별거 아닌데 계속 못 드시고 계셔서 그냥 잠깐 들렸어요.
The fish is delicately prepared and cooked for the elderly lady. Her grandson seems equally excited to be able to also enjoy some fish.
물고기가 다 부서졌어요. 어떡해. 다 부서졌어요. 아, 괜찮으세요? 한번 드셔보세요. 뜨거워. 괜찮으세요? 맛있어요? 맛있어요?
She seems to enjoy it very much.
할머니, 저 보세요. 할머니 웃으세요.
It's time to say goodbye again for now. It will be another year until the team returns to provide their services again. They feel an inseparable bond has been formed between the old lady and this female volunteer over the brief time they shared together. The final day of the 9-day volunteer trip, a special party was held for the elderly Koreans residing in Kyrgyzstan.
제가 자주는 못 오더라도 1년에 한 번씩은 꼭 올 테니까 아무튼 건강에 잘 챙기셔가지고 늘 이렇게 건강하시고 좋은 얼굴로 뵙기를 늘 고대하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
높은 일을 한 거 우리 다 압니다. 그러면서 오늘은 감사하다고 말합니다. 그러면서 아무래 우리 카라발타 고려인들이 아리랑 한 거리 드립시다.
It's never easy saying goodbye to these elderly folks, whom the team has grown very much attached to. As a show of appreciation for all the Korean dental volunteer team has done for them, these first-generation Koreans residing in Kyrgyzstan have prepared a special farewell song for the team. After singing and humming along to the emotionally charged song, the team becomes deeply moved.
찍으려고 저기 서 있는데 어머니께서 오셔갖고 팔짱 꼭 끼시고 같이 찍자고 앞에 앉아 찍자 그러더라고요. 그래갖고 찍었는데 또 여기서 몇 마디 나누는 게 성이 되게 많이 드셨나 봐요. 그게 기분이 좀 좋은데요.
Everyone tries to the best of his or her ability to say goodbye with a cheerful smile. But for some reason, it's difficult to hold back tears.
그냥 강제 이주돼서 이 땅에서 살기 힘드셨는데 정말 열심히 사시는 모습 보고 그런 모습 보니까 너무 마음이 뜨겁고 이 사람들을 더 도와드리고 싶은데 시간이 너무 짧은 게 너무 아쉽고 정말 너무 마음이 뭉클하고 너무 애틋한 것 같아요.
The Korean dental volunteer team had a rough start in the distant land of Kyrgyzstan. During their 9-day volunteer trip, they faced numerous obstacles and challenges. But by the end of their services, they truly learned that their expertise, coupled with their love for their patients, have truly made a difference in the lives of the people here. With this experience behind them, they will carry on doing what they do best with greater commitment and compassion.
The 2008 Beijing Summer Olympics will draw to an end this weekend, followed by the Paralympic Games. As of today, that's Friday, Korea has reached its initial goal of 10 golds, but this weekend will be an exciting one for many baseball and non-baseball fans as Team Korea swing for the gold. With that, I wrap up this edition of Korea Now. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.